What's up, Previews World? Welcome to our medium-sized, massive discussion with Blake Northcott or Kevin Roditelli. Uh, Massive. Founded in 2022 by comic creators Michael Calero, Trevor Richardson, and Kevin, Massive Publishing has a vision, and that's to treat every book it produces like the most important series in its library. And it shows. Just check out their books like Astrobots, Ninja Funk, Wesley Snipes the Exiled, Quested, and Liquid Kill. You'll immediately get what I mean. They're going for top quality, funny books here. Look, with full bias, I'm going to say if you aren't picking up something from Massive, you are a silly, silly person. This is me editorializing right now, but Massive is injecting energy into your local comic shop. Their books are colorful, they're dynamic, they're a bit fringe, which I always appreciate, and just visually imaginative. And I think all those things basically are everything a comic book should be. So without further ado, let's get to meet the people behind Massive. First up, editor-in-chief Blake Northcott, who is also the writer behind Massive's North Valley Grimoire. How you doing, Blake?
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming along. And last but not least, Kevin Roditelli, president of Massive and writer of Massive's Concrete Jungle and Washed in the Blood. What's up, Kevin?
Doing pretty good. Thank you, man. Hey, the intro, dude. Wow. I think I'm going to take that clip and use it in the future.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I mean, look, I'm a fan. Like, if that hasn't been clear from some of our previous discussions, I am definitely impressed and also love what you guys are doing. So, 2024 will be Massive's second year. Is that correct?
Yeah. We started in the previous catalog October 2022. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is full circle then. Okay. All right. Off the bat, and I'm going to address this to both of you. If there's one thing that you want people to know about you as a publisher, what would it be?
Wow.
Okay. It's your turn.
I would definitely, like you before what you mentioned, there's so much energy, enthusiasm for these stories. I just love that about the company. I really feel like what you said, each property is so takes so much care to make sure that it's exactly, the way they want it to be. It's colorful. And you said even like fringe a little bit. I love that. It steps outside the box a little bit. And I really feel like that's part of the entire kind of overview of the type of stories we're putting out there.
Awesome. Kevin, you want to add anything else to that, or did Blake knock it out the park?
Yeah, I can add a little bit to that. No, like what we wanted to do as Massive, we are all creators. We started this company as creators, so we wanted to make books from a creator point of view in some way, like that you don't feel that there is like we want to push a limit. And same thing on the marketing. I think that like everything should be part of one big thing, marketing wise, creatively, and all do we bring those books in the hands of fans, and all we can do it with content that feel like no other on the market. So we want to have fun, take risk, and bring something for retailers and fans that feel different and just like, it's a Massive book. So obviously we are still learning and making having process on finding the right voice for that. But it's so fun for us to just like say what's Massive and trying to explore that with our fan base. And we love it.
Right. It's like I can't pinpoint it, but there's definitely a theme and a style and a look that you guys are going for. And it's really impressive.
Because we publish all of them with passion. And so I would say that's all we do it. We are not, when we grab a title, we're not thinking about it. What should be like the style? What should be the genre? Or like, are we sci-fi? Are we romance? No, it's more like if we, for first time we read the first issue, if we fell in love with it, we publish it basically. So it's all we work. It's just like, if we are a fan of it, we publish it. So we publish it as fan. So if I'm fan, there might be another fan somewhere in the world that will grab that book and be in love as I am. So everything in our catalog is stuff that we felt in love with.
Awesome.
I think too, as like a creator and being an editor there, I know that I love getting that creative freedom to just do what I want to do and tell the story I want to tell. And we try to give our creators that same freedom. And I really feel like that is a core part of the company.
No, perfect. Absolutely. I mean, I've been chasing the Vertigo feel, like Vertigo comics for about what, 10, 15 years now. And I get that from you guys in some capacity. It's not like, you guys aren't making stuff like Sandman, et cetera, but I get that energy, that vibe. So it's very much appreciated. We love origins here. So let's go back a bit, right? How did you discover comics. And Blake, if you want to go first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, I ended up reading a lot of my boyfriend's comics at the time. He had a lot of Spawn, the Max, a lot of Image comics. So I've always been also, though, fascinated with characters like Daredevil and Iron Man, because they're like human, but also vulnerable. And I feel like the stakes feel higher for them because they're not like gods, like Superman or, Wonder Woman. They have real stakes that are attached to them. So those are the type of characters I'm always drawn to. But I can definitely say it was more Image type comics, a little bit, indie sort of stuff. But I do remember Spawn and the Max.
I love the Max, so I'm right there with you. Kevin, what about you? What is your comic book origin story?
Yeah, I'm actually super late to the party.
No such thing.
When I was maybe 12 years old or 13, I don't remember when Watchmen, the movie, that came out. To me, I come from like French Canadian town. I was like super Frenchy, so not really like American comic book was not super accessible. We had one comic book shop, and it was super niche. Maybe like 5% was going there, and so to me, comic book, properties before that were not. I did not know they could be like Watchmen or something at like more than just like something for kids in my mind, because I never had access to it. It was strictly for kids. Like you're 6 years old, that's the limit of content. But obviously now comics is for everyone, and there is content for every demographic. But I did not know as like a 12 years old in a really small French Canadian town. So I go see the movie Watchmen from Zack Snyder. I finished that movie and I was like, wow, this was freaking amazing. And I was blew away. So I started to make like internet research of like what's about the movie, and I discovered it's a graphic novel. And I just go to the local comic book shop, buy Watchmen. So the movies works. I buy Watchmen, a graphic novel, and I fell in love with the medium after that. And a few months after reading Watchmen and more comics, I bought share in the local comic book stores, and that's all I did. Learn like all my publishing process by just like going through like the diamond distribution process, all to order books with a discount for publishers. And that's kind of the reverse engineering. I just started as a comic book shop and learning distribution that way, and then starting to be a publisher through that process, basically.
Okay. So actually, Kevin, can you set the record straight on this? Because I think there might be still some confusion. Massive is an extension of Whatnot, right?
No, Whatnot is an imprint of Massive. So we started with Whatnot Publishing just because our first title were in there. We did not want like to be confusing. So Whatnot was face fronting the brand, but it's always been Massive from day one.
Okay. All right, cool. I just want to set the record straight because I still get some confusion about that. Even from myself, I'm sort of like, oh, okay. So all right, Blake, how did you get involved with Massive initially? Like, of course, you became editor-in-chief, but you were doing North Valley Grimoire first, right?
Right. So I actually met the guys at New York Comic Con, and we just like really clicked, and we were having a great conversation, and I really loved their vision for what they were talking about, how much, like I mentioned, how much energy and passion and creativity they have. Kevin, he's a wealth of knowledge and information. And I just really felt like he and Michael really had a great vibe for the vision of the company. So we had conversations about my properties, and then they were really excited about the North Valley Grimoire. So when we got to talking about it further, and they said I could come over and develop, because it was the North Valley Grimoire started for me as a novel, and I kickstarted that back in 2018. So I was always looking for the right publisher to be able to turn it into a comic, because I just felt like it would really fit that medium, and it was cool. So anyway, we decided to work on the comic together, and it's been going great. Oh,
actually, there you go. Right. Actually, speaking of North Valley Grimoire, what can you tell us about what can you tell us about this book? This is sort of what spycraft meets spellcraft. Like, what does that mean exactly? Well,
that's my tagline, which I feel like sums it up a little bit. One reviewer actually said it was like if James Bond was hunting Buffy the Vampire Slayer, kind of that vibe.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird, but that's actually, it does work. And that's kind of
I like both of those things. So
right. So, but okay. So the prose novel, when it came out, it became the most successful novel ever on the platform, and it went to #1 on Amazon Kindle. So I adapted this story into the 5-issue series now that has been with them, and it's going so great. North Valley is a fictional town set near the Pentagon in the United States. So the story is split between these two characters, the agent Malik, who's kind of like my version of 007. He's an agent for the government. Oh yeah, there you go. For the government supernatural division. And he's like this, badass, and he's super cool. And then Callista Scott is a private school student who he finds has a grimoire from her best friend who had been found dead. So it definitely, gets into the story of how they're uncovering mysteries. And I don't want to give away any spoilers or anything, but it's definitely like an R-rated, fun adventure type of comic. And it's really fun to write it and to work with everyone on the team.
Okay, we're going for an R rating here. Okay, officially. Okay, I like it. How many issues are you planning to do with North Valley? I guess it's what, like the fourth one's about to come out, right?
5 issues. Yes, we decided 5, and the last one will be a little bit have a little bit more story there going into it, but it's going to be. I am so excited the way it's coming together. The artwork looks fantastic. I'm working with Geppi. I've got to show you, we've done so many incredible variant covers. We have to talk about these variant covers, because when I go and I talk to people, they're like, oh, is this the one that I saw for Back to the Future? And there's another one that looks like
that's GoldenEye, yeah.
Yes. Well, this one, yeah, that's incredible. Oh, the Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I love it. Back to the Future. That worked really, really well. I love the colors on that.
Oh, Mission Impossible.
Mission
Nice.
Impossible.
There you go.
And then obviously Big Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong there.
Which one is my favorite? Like, they are so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team nailed it.
Absolutely.
I have to say too, I also got this cover, which I don't know if I mentioned.
That's Sean Gordon Murphy?
Yes.
Yes.
We have the Sean Murphy cover, which I was so unbelievably happy with. He just nailed it. I was like, it's got to have this, it's got to have that. So he's like, okay, he's like making the list of all the things I wanted to capture in this cover. And it came out just so unbelievably amazing. I'm just such a huge fan. This is incredible to me. I love it.
That's awesome. So this is based off a book. Are you thinking about doing a sequel comic at some point in time?
Yeah, I have plans in the works actually for the next novel in the series, and it will be called The Celestial Kill Switch. And I've gotten so many incredible, people who follow the series from the book to the comic. Like when I was at Granite State like 2 weeks ago, and there was people coming to see me saying, "Oh, I read the book and I loved it, and now I'm reading the comic, and it's so great to see it like this visual element, right, come to life from being in the novel." So definitely, I would love to continue the story.
All right, awesome. Are you actively performing editor duties at this point? Like, you were announced back in, I want to say, the top of spring, right?
Yeah, so it's been there's a lot going on with the company, and it's moving so quickly. They've had so many plans in the works, and I am loving the energy and the vibe, and I am still writing, and they've been great about getting me like caught up to date on all their properties. So that's why I brought Kevin here to just discuss like the plans going forward, because he is in the know on everything that is happening behind here with the plans for all of their incredible series going forward. And I'm just so excited to be a part of the team.
No, awesome. It's been it's very rare that we get an editor-in-chief in place that's like, somebody who's like a writer, has been around the comics game for a while, somebody that people recognize. So I really thought that was a really cool move on you guys' part.
Thank you.
And actually, you lobbed it up perfectly for me, Blake. What other upcoming titles should people be looking for from Massive?
Well, there is plenty. They're all good, man. They are all good. No, but we have in 2 weeks on the FOC Assassin's Creed Visionary, which I think is super exciting to me, because the first time Ubisoft allow like a publisher to release a book with Assassin's Creed that were created just for the comics.
Yeah.
So they are not characters from the game. They are characters created for the comics by the comic book
Oh,
creators.
okay. Wow.
So it's really like, you know, the massive vibes that everything is by the creators that we really want to go for. So we did not want to do like another comic based on the games, because they've been plenty, obviously. Since Creed, it's now 15 years in comics, you know. And with our partners on that from Lunac Comics, Lunac Studios, they did an amazing job. We have Raphael Albuquerque on the first issue doing the interior and the story. So just like in the talent on the second one, we're gonna be the same, just like the same level of like eye talent from the comic book industry. And obviously, we just launched it. Our new book, announced it like big press release yesterday. Kickstarter running for Sean Gardner Morphe Zorro, which will be released in retail starting January for the first issue, and monthly, obviously. And all the monthly comics will be released first to retail, and all the backer stuff will be released with the Deluxe edition from the Kickstarter at June, July. So retail get the books first, and we did like the direct reserve model. Something cool with this campaign that never been done, as I know, from publisher, because we wanted to do something special for retailers in Previews World. We're like, how do we like bring the community all together? And all we bring people from Kickstarter are just like backers normally and don't really shop, because that's always been a problem, you know, bringing people from the internet Kickstarters to become LCS, you know, customers, or SAS customers to go there. So our goal was like, how do we fuse those two fan base that are two comic book fan base to bring them to comic book stores? So the idea we had, and the idea that we are doing right now, it's so every stretch goal in the campaign unlocks something for retailers. So if you're on the page right now, maybe we can show like the stretch goals section. It's really interesting. It's something that we were trying. So just in the story section, not the rewards, you will see at the bottom there is all the stretch goals. No, the other one. You need to scroll down like the full page to see it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. There will be like the stretch goals section. I don't know the Zorro theme song, but I was trying. So right there you go. So you're gonna see that, like, for example, at 50K we unlocked something for the Kickstarter, but we also unlock a retailer unlock that we call it, and that cover gonna be distributed through Previews World and exclusive to retailers. So that was unlocked by the backers on the campaign. I'm so excited about that, because for me it's like a cool thing that we are trying that no one has done before. So Dyke Ruin cover also unlocked for retailers only.
Oh, White Simonson,
Joe Kizada, you know, the GOAT, the legendary publisher on Marvel that did a cover for the Kickstarter, and we have the black and white edition exclusive to Previews World. So that will only be on Previews World and need to be ordered through LCS. So to all the backers who advertise, like, go to your LCS to complete your collection of Zorro. Nice. So and for every stretch goal, it's all it works. There is always something for Previews World and retailers. So.
Okay. I didn't even know about this, and like, so I'm seeing this in real time. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. All right, cool.
I'm excited. So yeah, the series start so January release. So it's the November catalog, right?
January, yeah, that would be November, yeah.
So yeah, so November catalog. That's when you will be able to order it at your local comic book store. Right. And let's last book. There is Quested Volume 2, number 1. So Quested is coming back. Our action comedy fantasy series that we launched in and has been like a really great success for us is coming back in December, and we have a new mini series, Washing the Blood, written by me. So I'm super excited by that one. Obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a title in the mix too. So
yeah, and Bad Omens running right now through Sumerian.
Right, absolutely. Massive will be at New York Comic Con, right?
Yes, we will be at New York Comic Con booth 4421, and we will announce all our exclusive guests this weekend, probably. So we have some cool guests, some cool exclusive coming up. So it's super exciting for us. Even creators flying overseas for the first time that never been at Comic-Con. So it's gonna be an exciting time for us as any cons, because we are a new publisher. So it's always cool to meet some creators, retailers, and fans for the first time at con. So.
Is this the Mass's first year in New York Comic Con?
No, we were there last year.
Okay.
So it's our second New York Comic Con.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
To wrap things up, right, in terms of audience, and this is aimed at both of you guys, who is Massive for?
I would say like there's such a great overview of product that we have available with incredible titles. So, I mean, when I'm meeting people and they're coming up saying they are fans of, the publisher, there's like some people who are really more interested in like adventure stories. Then we have things that are really more leading towards, adult themed and a little bit, I would say, like rated R. And so there seems to be a wide range of great storytelling options available for anyone who's interested in fun stories and, getting in on some incredible titles and really cool story ideas.
Okay, awesome. Kevin, you want to throw in anything else on that?
Yeah. The thing with us, we are not focused like on having like one demography, or just we don't really think about that. Like it's just like really what we love and that we are passionate about. Like I want to go on every podcast like that, or just talk to the retailers and have passion for every titles that I will be talking about. So like I saw Nerd Valley Grimoire, and I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. And I just want to react, maybe not with that voice, but I want to react that way to every book we release. So that's pretty much the vibes, everything that excites us. And I guess it's maybe similar person in us that might like our books, but like there is nothing about like, hey, we should be a sci-fi publisher, but that book is a crime book. So maybe we should not publish it. It's just like, no, it's a freaking awesome crime book. Let's do it.
All right.
So that's all we do. It's just my passion, what we love, like maybe stuff inspired by our favorite movies. That's how we do it.
I feel like you really hit the nail there on the head, talking about the way we look at it is more about just making things that we're really passionate about and letting the audience kind of find us. It's like when you start to make a product for a certain audience, if it doesn't sometimes gel with them, it's better, I think, to make that connection like be more organic. So, we're just putting out great products and then people are finding us that love it, which is amazing to see.
Absolutely. I think we got a comment. Okay. Master Sith 40 says, this is so cool.
Well,
you're cool.
All right.
We'll take it. Continue to chat about that. You're cool. I have no problem with that.
No problem with that.
Said, those persons suck. It's a pleasure to be here. Anytime.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Seriously, thanks for both of you for joining me. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you've gotten a bunch of people hyped up for what's coming down the line for Massive. I did not know about the Zorro comic, so I'm gonna be all over that, like a fat kid on cake. That's gonna be my situation. So
it's insane. And like Sean is. Well, it's
exactly.
Sean, so obviously there is like a core, and Zorro now has like a crazy car. The action and the pacing of things, like it's Sean Murphy doing Zorro. It's easy to imagine what it's gonna look like, but his pages are just amazing right now, and I just can't wait to share that book with everyone.
Yeah, man, 161 in what, 2 days? That's crazy.
Even less than that. That's the second day right now.
Humble brag.
No, it's Sean. It's not just us. Obviously, it's more Sean because it's fans. He's awesome to work with. Like we have a blast working with him. We just released like the first and the second issue of Plot Holes to retailers. And the reception of Plot Holes has been great. And just the process of working with Sean, he's like a creator that really want his books to succeed, and he really care about LCS as well. He's always like, hey, what can we do best for the stores? What all can we promote to bring more sales through to the LCS? So it's fun to create to work with the creators that has that in mind, like a marketing side or a business side of like, not just like thinking about making the books, but also thinking about how do we sell the books and how do we bring positiveness to the industry. If positiveness is a word, I said it. If it's
it is. I'm with you.
yeah,
man.
cool.
It's okay. It works. It works.
I was not sure. I was like, it sounds janky a little bit.
Yeah, again, thank you both of you for joining me. I appreciate it. I don't know if there's anything else you want to throw out there before we go. Anything at all?
Yeah, that's the moment at the Oscar that you need to say something. I will say, go see this weekend if you want to go to the theater, the movie The Creator. And I did not watch it yet. I plan to go this weekend. And I don't know if it's good, but it looks awesome. And I say that because I think it's really important in the state of entertainment to go see movies that are original IPs done with a big budget, because that's all you get, your favorite comic book on the screen, but also that we don't get into a Hollywood that will always make the same stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
I did not watch it, but it's an original sci-fi film, and that's my jam.
Yeah,
Blade Runner team for life.
And I would also like to throw out, if anyone is coming to New York, please come by the booth and say hello. We would love to meet you. It's always great getting to see people in the industry, creators, fans, everybody who comes by. We're excited about that. And and also if you're looking for any of our titles, then just tell your local comic shop that they can order them in. The LCS is able to get them into the stores. And that's all we really have.
Okay, cool.
Actually, that was a way better final speech than me.
Go see The Creator.
You're selling our books and company, and not like a Warner Brother or something product.
Well, actually, no. Here, I'll give you one more chance, Kevin. Johnny reminded me. We got to ask, where can we find people online?
Yeah, well, Kevin RODITELI everywhere, and Massive Publishing everywhere. Super simple. We don't, it's not it's not Devil 123 V8 planters,
Right. Underscore. Right.
We keep the handle easy.
Gotcha. What about you, Blake? Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's just Blake Northcott. You can find me there. Definitely. I always love hearing anyone who has read anything. Give me your feedback. I love hearing it. So see you guys online.
Absolutely. This is a reminder to you guys watching the final part of North Valley Grimoire by Blake and Geppi Cafaro. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Is in comic shops December 20th. And of course, the book is currently coming out from your local comic shop. We should expect a trade in the near future, right?
Yes, we're also going to have a trade as well.
Okay, cool. Washed in the Blood. That first issue hits comic shops December 6th, and that's by Kevin and Rob Cannon. So much appreciation for that. Definitely keep an eye out for that. And don't miss out. Head over to your comic shop locator. If you don't know what your local comic shop
is, freaking fire.
Go see The Creator and get cover A. Head over to the comic shop locator if you don't know where your LCS is. And if you do know where your LCS is, see if they're participating with Previews World Pull Box, because you can order directly from our website to them. So definitely check that out over at previewsworld.com. And I think that's it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us again. For those of you watching at home, and go pick up some Massive books. And I will see all of you at the spinner rack. Catch you later.